There is a growing teaching that calls the entire Old Testament a shadow. It claims the Old Covenant was a fake system, or even something evil. But this completely violates the basic physics of a shadow. By definition, a shadow must perfectly match the shape of the object casting it. A shadow cannot be a circle if the object casting it is a cube. If the Old Testament shadow contradicts the New Testament substance, it isn't biblical typology. It is just an excuse to erase parts of Scripture we don't like. So what exactly did the Apostle Paul mean by a type and shadow? In Colossians chapter 2, Paul specifically lists dietary laws, festivals, and Sabbath days. In Hebrews chapter 10, the author specifically points to the endless animal sacrifices. The shadow refers strictly to the ceremonial mechanics of the Mosaic Law. Paul is not flattening the prophets, the Psalms, or Israel's history into a fairy tale. A biblical type isn't just a metaphor. It is a historical prototype. Look at Genesis 1. Humanity was made in the image of God. Is humanity a fake God? Absolutely not. Man is a real, physical representative carrying the delegated authority of the king. Consider a weekly class quiz versus a final exam. The weekly quizzes are real tests requiring genuine effort and obedience, but only the final exam can actually grant you the university degree. The animal sacrifices were the weekly quizzes. Jesus Christ was the final exam. Think of a professional fighter in a training camp sparring match. A sparring match isn't a fake fight. The punches are real and the sweat is real. The sparring match builds the exact muscle memory needed for the championship fight. This prototype strategy explains why God chose the nation of Israel. You cannot launch global software without first testing it in a staging environment. Israel was the incubator, a localized physical ecosystem bounded by strict laws. The world was the destination, a universal reality for every tribe and tongue. The incubator provided the moral vocabulary and the historical lineage required for the Messiah. When Jesus arrived, the walls of the incubator were removed, opening salvation to the globe. Some modern movements teach that the Mosaic Law was actually a bad or evil thing. But a prototype is never a bad thing. It is just an incomplete thing. Paul explicitly defends the law in Romans 7, calling it holy, righteous, and good. The Bible never blames the law for being wicked. It blames human flesh for being too weak to keep it. An MRI scanner isn't evil just because it diagnoses a disease it cannot cure. The law diagnosed the cancer of human sin, preparing us for the ultimate physician. In Galatians, Paul calls the law our strict guardian, or paidagogos. Some claim the guardian operates on an opposite moral framework from Jesus, the master teacher. But if the guardian and the teacher contradict each other, the system is schizophrenia. The core ideology never changed. Both demand holiness, justice, mercy, and truth. Jesus didn't abolish the guardian's rules. He expanded them to their ultimate maturity. The guardian taught humanity the alphabet of righteousness. The master teacher used that exact same alphabet to write the book of grace. The Mosaic Law was never a fake phase forced on Israel by an angry God. It was a holy, precise divine prototype engineered to set the stage for redemption. Do not throw away the architect's original blueprint. Without the blueprint, the final building could never exist. Thank you for watching this deep dive from Bible Freely. If this brought clarity to your study, please share it, subscribe, and leave a comment below.